The following is a special broadcast event on News Radio 970 WFLA. The exclusive live broadcast of the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast. We take you now live to our position high over the parade route and our announcers, Dick Norman, Courtney J. Campbell, and Ted Webb.
Parade location high above the parade route here, directly in the center of the block. It is a lovely afternoon for a parade, and I have some magnificent people here with me to broadcast the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast. Of course, the beauteous and talented Courtney J. Campbell. Courtney, so glad to have you.
I am so delighted to be here, feeling so much like Phyllis George. It is going to be a wonderful day.
You look like Phyllis George as well.
Thank you.
You are magnificent. And, of course, one of the number one extemporaneous broadcasters and a person who appreciates the finer things in life as he sees them, none other than the best-known voice in Tampa Bay broadcasting, Mr. Ted Webb.
Thank you very much, Dick. It's a pleasure to be here. I tell you, we're fortunate. The weatherman couldn't have called for a better day than today.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And, of course, here we are about 30 feet above the parade route, looking directly across the street from us. We have the reviewing stand with the official reviewing party from the Florida Department of Corrections. Now, we have to set the scene for you. It is a beautiful day here in the neighborhood. The temperature is 75 degrees. The sun is shining. There is a large crowd on hand. They have come from all parts of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, as far away as Washington, D.C. There is much red, white, and blue clothing and evidence, and many of these people, I can still see some orange and black paint. These people have come directly from that other great American spectacle, the Super Bowl, to be here today. It is truly magnificent, isn't it?
It is. I tell you, I'm excited to be here and excited to work the parade with the two of you.
From scrimmage to scrimmage, here we are.
Here we are.
Another great down. Now, let's describe what's going to happen. The parade, after a torturous 3-mile route, will come diagonally towards us and make a left turn for this last part of the parade. It's going to be moving from left to right on your radio dial. And, of course, this part of the parade, where they pass the reviewing stand from left to right on your radio dial, is called the last mile. Now, we have got just an enormous number of celebrities and important people here that we're going to be introducing to you as we go along through the parade this afternoon. We're going to be taking time out to go down to the crowd. Courtney and Ted are going to be down in the crowd talking to some of these people. And, of course, there's a lot of other things going on here. There's food, there's concession stands, there's souvenir salesmen. Some of them have come here to the official parade site direct from the Starke area this morning. But I see the parade is getting ready to. They're actually getting ready to start a little bit, and I see that some of the parade units are they're just out of the view of our cameras at the present time. They're just around the corner to the left, and they'll be making that left turn and coming down. Now, I do want to announce, because he's going to come into view in just a couple of minutes, the Grand Marshal of the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast. He is, and wait a minute, he's just turned the corner. Yes, and they can see him down there now. They can see him coming into sight as he turns the corner and marches. He's got his coat off and slung over his shoulder, his tie's pulled down. He really looks fit. This man has made a tremendous political comeback. The Grand Marshal of the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast. They see him coming down right now. He is none other than the governor of the state of Florida, Burnin' Bob Martinez. All right, fresh from his appearance last night on Nightline, he's passing in front of us right now. Oh, they really like Burnin' Bob. Let's see if we can pick him up live as he marches at the head of the parade. Governor now. Hey, Governor Bob, how do you see the parade shaping up?
Rustlers, cutthroats, murderers, bounty hunters, desperados, mugs, pugs, thugs, nitwits, halfwits, dimwits, vipers, snipers, con men, Indian agents, Mexican bandits, muggers, buggerers, bushwhackers, hornswagglers, horse thieves, bull dykes, train robbers, bank robbers, diggers, and Methodists.
Probably the political comeback of the century.
He's moving off to our right now, and he'll be joining the dignitaries on the reviewing stand. Courtney?
Up next, we had our very first float. Look at this gigantic float up in the sky. It's blocking the sun. It's absolutely blocking the sun. Now, you've heard of the underdog float and Mickey Mouse float. Well, we've got one better. Perfect for our needs from the Withlavucci Power Cooperative. It's a 12-foot paper-mache electric chair.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so realistic. And they got the stain on it there.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Mostly brown with those black-looking leather straps.
Yes, with the leather straps on it. That's particularly good. Yes.
Of course, it's all paper-mache. It really isn't real, but it really looks. It does.
A lot of hours went into putting it together.
It's magnificent.
I want you to know it was partially sponsored by Caterpillar, suppliers of diesel generators for the nation's most conscious death chambers.
Yeah, they are the ones who supply. Yeah, they're the ones who supply the generator to the
and look who is here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look who is with it. Our lovely queen of the parade, none other than the beautiful Miss Debbie Boone. Debbie, do you think she could sing for us?
I think. Well, let's
I think
see if
she's ready. Let's see if we can pick her up. She's almost here. Can you hear her?
Yeah.
She's wearing a woolen undershirt. Who wears a woolen undershirt under a strapless gown?
Especially on a beautiful day like we're having today here.
But what a sight. What a sight.
Debbie, what do you have to say about it?
Excuse me for being a virgin. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Well, who was that?
I don't know. Speaking about virgins, she is in a rose-covered float. Covered with beautiful red roses.
Oh, that's magnificent.
It is just magnificent. She just
They
looks
must have
wonderful.
worked all night to see this. This is good.
Actually, Pat Boone was supposed to be here as well, but someone tied the laces of his white bucks together, and he just couldn't come. Last I heard, he was singing April Love in a bathtub of milk.
Oh, my heavens. Yeah. Ted, what do you got there? What's happening, buddy?
Colonel Sanders Extra Crispies. And, Dickie, these are members, if they look familiar to you, they're members of the Mystic Crew of Gasparilla. And what they've done is they've gone that extra mile. They've dressed up as fried chicken legs. And what they're doing is they're dancing down the street right now. And they're distributing still warm potato chips to the spectators along the parade route. And they're being, well, look at this. People are just flooding. These guys are trying to get
grabbing the
free chips.
Oh, my
hot
heavens.
chips.
That's great. Well, you know, right down here to my right is one of the concession stands for the parade here. This is the Bundy Burger Concession. Now, the Bundy Burger Concession is just below us, off to our right, of course. It couldn't possibly be over to the left. And they're doing a great business here at the parade route. The crowd is just gobbling them up. Now, this, of course, the Bundy Burgers, the beef has been aged for a long, long time, about 11 and a half years, as a matter of fact. This is well-aged beef, and they are serving the full half-pound portion at the Bundy Burger concession stand. They're doing a great business there, but if you intend to come out to the parade this afternoon, and we're going to be here until the parade is entirely over, make sure you understand one thing. They are only serving well done today. Just well done, and that's all.
And they're yummy, too.
Yeah, fries extra, no extra charge. Fries with every burger. They are truly magnificent here.
What a deal.
Had one before the parade got underway. In fact, you did too. We both had one.
And I had two, unfortunately.
Fantastic. If you see the precision drill unit, which is coming down the route right now, this is the Volkswagen owners for Bundy.
Oh,
and take a look at these classics now. They're all driving 1972 Volkswagens. Each has the right front seats removed, and all have those handcuffs on board. You see them dangling from the rearview mirror there.
That's the ones that replace the fuzzy dive. Yes, Ted found those in a junkyard, as a matter of fact, and they've become kind of icons of the Volkswagen Owners Club ever since.
And, of course, the Volkswagen was the car that Bundy was driving when arrested.
Yeah, he was, right.
Cars are doing precision drills as they drive by, and this, of course, is partly sponsored by Chevron. And, Dickie, you have a footnote on that.
Chevron, of course. And this now, it's appropriate the way the corporate sponsors have come come into the parade. Of course, we're going to be talking to some of them later on. Some of the corporate sponsors will be with us here. And it's appropriate the way they have supported the parade. Chevron, of course, Bundy had a Chevron credit card when he was in Utah, and it was through the purchases on his Chevron credit card that he was first linked to some of the murders. And, of course, he later escaped and used the Chevron credit card and some others to fly to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and then later, of course, here to the state of Florida, where he finally wound up. It's appropriate indeed that Chevron is one of the corporate sponsors, one of many. We're going to see many before we're done here this afternoon. This is truly a gala occasion. Courtney, you've got another float coming in.
Yes, we do. We've got more music coming up, I see. Coming around the corner now, the fabulous Platters, the original Platters.
And say, when a flame dies, smoke gets...
Oh, the Platters, the fabulous Platters.
Still fantastic.
Not Pips now. They're not Pips. They are Platters. Tony Williams doing the lead. Zola Perry looking great. She must have had a facelift. Oh, she must have had a facelift. No kidding.
Yeah, in fact, she's probably had so many facelifts that she's speaking out of an area she used to sit on.
That explains the goatee.
Oh, yes. It's truly wonderful. Oh, that's a magnificent. That's one of the many, many, many gorgeous floats we're going to have in musical units here. But there has been a last-minute entry in the parade, and this is all the way from Detroit, Michigan. This, my friends, is organized labor's only entry in the parade, the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast. Organized labor has sent a delegation from the IBEW, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Now, they've got a gorgeous float put together at the last minute from number 7 Conduit. Now, it's passing from our left to our right now. It's just below us here in our broadcast location. Sun is glinting off the conduit there, and they've got BX cable arched over the top of the float with the gorgeous floral decorations hanging down all around, and photographs that they have brought from Union headquarters of progress through the ages using electrical energy. It's a gorgeous sight here. It's quite a large float, especially considering the fact that they didn't decide to enter the parade until just Sunday afternoon, and it culminates, of course, with on the rear of the float here to our left now, just passing in front of the reviewing stand. It has old Starke there, and the theme, of course, of the float is making things better with electricity. And and by the way, there's something you should know about this. The float is powered by electric batteries. Now, we are listening to a live broadcast, my friends, from high above the parade route. This is the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast, and our live broadcast of this history-making event will continue. Stay with us.
By the way,
The Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast is a production of Good Taste Spectacles Incorporated and is intended for the exclusive entertainment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast or publication of the pictures or accounts of the parade without the express written consent of Major League Executions is strictly prohibited. Announcers for the parade are employed by Good Taste Spectacles with the approval of the Florida Department of Corrections.
We're back live. Myself, the beauteous Courtney J. Campbell, and Ted Webb high above the parade route for the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast. And this crowd is beginning to come alive. I mean, if the rest of the parade goes anything like it has so far, these people are going to be really treated to a magnificent spectacle. Remind you, once again, as you sit there and watch the parade at home, the parade here refuse to march from right to left. They feel they wanted to move along with the country strictly from left to right. And we're directly in the middle of the block of the last mile, right across from the reviewing stand, where the Department of Corrections officials have been joined by Vernon Bob Martinez with his coat slung over his shoulder, his tie pulled down, this beautiful Florida tourist weather. Of course, the parade being carried all across the United States and all around the world to our troops overseas via Armed Forces radio and television broadcasting, and we're glad to have all the boys in uniform on board this afternoon. Courtney, you've got to salute another one of our great corporate sponsors, don't you?
Well, I do hope that you saved your 3D glasses from Super Bowl. because you're going to need them now to be able to really see this commercial properly.
All right, let's get them all on here.
With those glasses on now, it's very important to do that because Franklin Mint commemorative coin set is available for you now. Advertising gold-plated likenesses of Florida's executed killers. We've got the John Finkelink medal already sold out.
Oh, my, they're gone.
I've got one of those.
He does.
Yes,
You
sir.
told me you did. Only a few Willie Dardens are left. They're going fast, and if you subscribe...
I can see them. The way they're showing them there, they're rotating on the float, and with the 3D glasses on, they just jump right out of the screen.
Right out.
They're
right
magnificent.
out to you. Be careful now. You have to move a little to the left because they're dangerous.
Oh, my.
Actually, if you subscribe to the full set, you get the hand-polished, genuine imitation oak Old Starke in 1/8 size to display them in.
Collector's item.
Beautiful
That's going to be a
item.
collector's
Definitely a
True
collector's item.
collector's
This
items.
is really something. I think this 3D looks better than it did on the Super Bowl.
Do you think so?
Yes, I
Yes.
believe it's wonderful. It's because somehow the colors are so real. The likenesses of the condemned there. It's just it's really an excellent presentation. Of course, the Franklin Mint does good work. you know.
Great
They
work.
certainly do. They
Great
certainly
work.
do. And these will certainly grow in value as the years go by. Get yours today.
They're growing as we speak right now.
Yes.
All right, let's go down to the crowd
Oh,
digging.
yeah, it's about time we went down into the crowd and
We,
talk to some of the people that are there,
All
right?
right, with us right now is Fred of Fred's Bed, and he's going to sing a song for us.
Hey,
He'll sing a
Fred,
song for
lay it
us.
on.
Bye bye Bundy, God said what has done. Bye bye Bundy, this is your bad return. Bye bye Bundy,
He's trying.
but has been you take them all.
He's got the speed.
Play boy, password,
Sure, he's
you
just-
sure had a ball. Playing that cornhole, it has you in control. Sounds like porno. Listen to your parole. You won't see Sunday. Live longer than dog. Gotta go where Jenny Kilowatt.
Oh, back to
Well, the crowd's giving him a hand. Yeah, he's just one of the literally tens of thousands of people who have come here drawn by one of the most magnificent spectacles I have seen in a long time. And Bob's waving to the crowd again. Bob Martinez, who has got tremendous amounts of political clout back as a result of signing Bundy's death warrant there, is waving to the crowd as another one of the high school bands passes in front of us here. It's a shame. There's so many bands. They've come from all over the country. We're not going to have time to acknowledge each and every one of them individually.
You should acknowledge that last one that just went by, Our Lady of Charles Bronson from Reading, Pennsylvania.
Yes, of course, yes. And they've got the leather holsters that they're wearing with the uniform.
Love the uniform.
That's particularly nice with the sawed-off shotgun that's stuck in there. That's magnificent. But actually, it is time for me, and I have the distinct pleasure here. The floats, many of the floats were actually judged before the parade began. The team of judges from the Department of Corrections went around and judged the floats here before the parade began. And this next float, which is just coming into view now as it turns the corner, just coming into view and swinging around, making that left turn to come down the last mile in front of the reviewing stand here, is the grand prize winner. And appropriately enough, it is close to the middle of the parade here. This is
It's enormous.
It is magnificent. It is gargantuan. It is
Just
over
enormous.
130 feet long. It is, I am told here, and it says right on my notes, this is the largest parade float. See, it's already getting a hand, and it's still just barely coming into view. This is the largest parade float ever to appear in a parade in the United States of America. It's articulated in several different sections so it can make the corners along the 3-mile parade route. And appropriately enough, this float, the grand prize winner, is sponsored by the Florida Trial Lawyers Association.
Beautiful piece of
Oh,
work.
it is.
Looks so expensive.
This float carries out the theme of the entire parade so magnificently, because what they've done here, of course, is they've had an enormous amount of money to spend on this presentation from the various appeals and what have you that Bundy has done throughout the years. Now, as it moves across to our right, I'll try to describe this, and it's magnificent. First of all, there is a tremendous amount of floral decoration on the float. The main theme of the float is done in an appropriate southern style. It's done in kudzu vine. Now, kudzu vine, as you know, is a fast-growing southern vine that grows so rapidly, just chokes out everything else around it. And, of course, that's appropriate for the trial lawyers since there are so many of them. They're graduating every year by the hundreds of thousands. And on the float, they have depicted an inner city street scene. An inner city street scene from any major city in Florida. Could be any city. Could be Miami. Could be Tampa. Could be St. Petersburg. Just off of here, of course. It could be Tallahassee. Could be any place at all. It's a little street scene there. And as a matter of fact, what they have now, this is all done with the flowers and the kudzu vine. And they have on the float, marching up and down, 25 prostitutes from the major cities in the state of Florida, and they're beautifully dressed, Courtney. As you can see, they have the day glow orange spandex bare tops,
so much gold lame,
and the gold lame spandex
spiked
pants.
heels, magnificent hearts orange, on the back of those stockings like I've never seen.
The
sequins,
stockings, right now, and they're marching up and down.
These are not your typical street hookers.
No, these are
class. We're talking about class here.
But
Bolo feathers.
Those
beautiful,
feathers
magnificent
are nice.
feathers.
Reminds me of the old fan dances, But of course, the difference with these women is that each one of these women is carrying a Gucci briefcase.
Of course.
Yeah, very dark brown briefcase as they march up and down. Now remember, this is 130 feet long and emblazoned, and it's just passing now in front of us, and of course the crowd is now able to see the theme of the float and this huge message emblazoned all the way down the 130-foot length. And there it is, friends, from the Florida Trial Lawyers Association. So appropriate, so wonderful. Whores for Bundy. I just love it, too. This is Whores for Bundy.
I tell you what, no surprise here either, Dickie. This is definitely the class of what we've seen so far.
I think so. I really
definitely
believe
first
so,
place.
Yes.
First place. I'm getting hungry. Anyone getting hungry?
Oh, yeah.
So wonderful things.
What is that?
Fantastic food. I tell you, they've got wonderful vendors here. All kinds of food. You can get anything that you want. But the biggest seller that I've seen so far, right across the way, right down here. Can you see, Dickie?
Oh,
just
yeah,
a few,
over there.
Few
Yeah, they're
paces
just
right
a little
down.
bit to the left. Yeah, just
to the left, right over there, is the Mama Cass Elliott Memorial Deli, featuring ham sandwiches big enough to choke a horse.
Oh, they're magnificent. They're terrific. Mama Cass, oh, where are you now that we need you? And we need you so much, and it's gorgeous. Look at that Swiss cheese just hanging out over. They're selling those things out. Those things are really moving.
This is a hungry crowd, no doubt.
It is. They are hungry. Some of them have those long incisor teeth there. You can see them from clear up here in our parade unit. Now, wait a minute. Direct from Macy's. Oh, this is extra good.
Oh,
Look
I've
at
been
them
waiting
coming.
for this.
Look at them
I can
coming.
see it
Here it
coming.
comes around the corner now, being held down by 200 Tampa electric workers. This is great. Direct from Ghostbusters, our first balloon of the parade. This is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, that huge 100-foot-high figure being herded down the street by those volunteers from the Tampa Electric Company from Tico. Boy, we love him here. The kids love him, too. He's smiling. He's bobbing his head from side to side, and the little kids are running out to shake the hands of all the Tampa Electric workers as the big balloon is coming right in front of us. The head's right up here at our level now. This is truly magnificent. It looks a little different than he did in the Macy's parade, though. He's a little brown around the edges, But they get the idea. That's truly magnificent. I really love that. That was well done. That was nice.
Well, the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast is brought to you in part by Ybor City Cigar Workers Co-op, introducing their brand new product today, gang, and that is the Old Sparky Stogie. And it's made with oak chips in the tobacco to provide that ceremonial glow. Wired or filter model available. The Ybor City Cigar Workers Cooperative says, smoke one for 10.
Ah, yes, that's appropriate. That's really appropriate. They're really liking it. They're selling them here, as a matter of fact, and this is the first time I've seen us able to advertise a tobacco product on the air in a long,
Yes, that's true. We don't normally do that.
As you know, I quit smoking December 2nd, and they gave me a couple of these to sample, and I said, gee, I quit smoking, but I brought in a couple to work, and I gave one to Bob Schumann, who is not a smoker per se, but he enjoyed it, and the aroma, fantastic. I'll tell you,
they're so large, too. They're really nice. Those oak chips. I understand that there is a special box. Now, these are being reserved for special occasions. I understand Bob Martinez was given one to lead the parade with today, in which the oak chips are actually taken from the left rear leg of Old Sparky that are put in the tobacco. And there's very few of them. Yeah, they're being passed out only to the dignitaries on the parade route here today. And there's a lot of dignitaries and a lot of celebrities. You're listening to a live broadcast here. This is the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast. We certainly expect this to be a magnificent affair and to grow and prosper in the years to come. And here along the parade route, we expect in the years to come to see hundreds of thousands of tourists making a special trip to Florida to see this truly American patriotic event.
Yes. I tell you, this rivals the Gasparilla Parade, the Festival of States Parade, the pageantry, the color, and the excitement, and what a turnout, and the weather was just perfect.
The weather was gorgeous. Bob Martinez can be proud of this, and we've got some more great entertainment coming.
More celebrities coming up. We've got Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers is coming up very shortly. It's another great memory. Back together for this special event. He came with the entire first edition. Look at them. All of them together. Former New Christie minstrels. He looks great. The beard is great. He's lost some weight.
Thelma Camacho is back with the group. You can see her there as well.
That's right. She looks good. His tummy tuck really worked.
Yes,
he looks terrific.
Did he do liposuction? Or
yes, a whole tummy tuck. Yes. I had the stomach removed.
Better living through surgery. That was well done. I've just been handed a note up here at our broadcast position. This is from back in Tampa, from back in the Bay Area here, back in Tampa. This is a late corporate float entry. As a matter of fact, they wanted to get it in. They couldn't. Next year, better luck. They certainly are working on it. The good folks at Westinghouse here in the Bay Area, they have sent us a note up to the area. They want to enter a corporate float in the parade. And, of course, we couldn't squeeze them in this year, but we'll absolutely be sure to do that. And I think it's so appropriate. The commercial electric division of Westinghouse Corporation, with their great company slogan, "You can be sure if it's Westinghouse." And we certainly thank them for their thoughtfulness today. That's really something. Well, we have time for a couple of more. Now, they're being very good to us, and they're holding up the parade from time to time as we have to break away for messages here. And then, of course, some of our corporate sponsors do have floats in the parade, and we can take care of them as we go along here. But before we do we have time for a couple of more here. Before we do take a break, this next is a marching unit of this rivals. In fact, this outstrips the governor, and I frankly don't understand how we managed to come up with these people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is really something. The 9 Supreme Justices, the Supreme Court Justices of the United States. I mean, they've just issued rulings this morning, and they have flown down to appear in the parade. Yeah, they're all here. Look at them. Look at them. They're marching. In a V formation with judicial robes. Of course, the 3 remaining liberals have bags over their heads, but that's perfectly all right. And right out there at the front, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. How appropriate. That is Associate Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and she is leading. They're marching in a V formation down the street, and Associate Justice Sandra Day O'Connor is there leading. And of course, this is so wonderful. Typical of the court, because Sandra Day O'Connor, speaking symbolically for the justices, is giving the traditional half a peace sign to the opponents of capital punishment along the parade route. Look at her there, left hand in the air, and she's waving it back and forth as she marches along right out in front of us now. Way to go, Sandy! You're looking good there. Show it to her. She slapped her left hand hand into her right elbow there. And she's really, that's it, Sandy, go for it.
I'm so naive. I thought she was just saying we're number one.
Well, she is, of course, and they are. They are. That's so appropriate. Now, of course, the parade route is thronging with people, and we've got to do a traffic report here before we take a break. Our parade traffic report now, here's none other than our airborne reporter, Gary McHenry. Gary, how's it look from up above on this grand and glorious occasion?
What a festive occasion it is this afternoon, Dick. Unbelievable. Of course, I had no idea the crowds were going to be, quite like this. Tampa police, of course, with barricades set up, you're not able to get across the parade route. But after, just as soon as the parade is over, which I guess they're going to end at around 4 o'clock, we will have parade route disassembling traffic. And I do want to remind you, of course, that all of these special parade traffic reports brought to you by Big Red's Towing and Automotive and Record Service. What they're doing all this week in honor of Ted, what they're saying is, charge one for Ted, call Big Red. They're offering free battery recharges all this week. So if you wake up and it's dead, they'll come out. They got the little teeny old Starke there. They'll put your battery in it, charge it up, and it is going to be quite a week, I'm sure, a busy week for Big Red. As far as any traffic right now, of course, the problem's right at the parade route, but everything getting around it smoothly, and we'll have updates for you a little bit later on. I'm Gary McHenry with the special airborne traffic.
And you're listening to a live broadcast of the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast here on News Radio 970 WFLA.
The Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast is a production of Good Taste Spectacles Incorporated and is intended for the exclusive entertainment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast or publication of the pictures or accounts of the parade without the express written consent of Major League Executions is strictly prohibited. Announcers for the parade are employed by Good Taste Spectacles with the approval of the Florida Department of Corrections.
Nice earrings. They look just like warm this winter for less. Call Tampa Electric for details.
So happy to have Tampa Electric here on the program this afternoon, along with the Withlahoochee Power Cooperative. This is Dick Norman, together with the beauteous Courtney J. Campbell and the dynamic Ted Webb, high atop the parade route here at the site of the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast, where the crowd is building to a fever pitch as we approach the end of this great parade. Now, we have sent Ted with the wireless mic down into the crowd to interview some of the celebrities along the parade route. Who have you got for us down there now, Ted?
Well, Dick, and she's already objected to me referring to you that way. She prefer I call you Richard. The Decency Lady joins us. Hello, Decency Lady.
Hello, Mr. Webb. I'm so proud to be here. This is the day the Lord has made, isn't it? Let's rejoice.
It is fantastic. Tell us about the reaction from the people in the crowd.
Well, my personal reaction is vengeance is mine, say the Lord, and Governor Ball. I'm a little giddy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be,
Are you surprised by the turnout today?
I'm thrilled. This is wonderful. This is, I prayed for this. God answers prayers.
Did she ask her, Ted, if you can hear me down there, ask her if she hand-sewed that red, white, and blue outfit she's wearing.
Did you hand-sew the outfit you're wearing today?
I made it with love.
Oh,
It looks beautiful on you, Decency Lady.
Thank you very much.
It really does. It looks just wonderful. I'm so happy to finally meet you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
thrilled.
Am I dressed properly? Do you think I look okay?
You look wonderful.
Do I fit the standard?
George would be jealous.
Do you think so?
Yes.
It's the navy suit. Yes. Is it
I thought it was
proper enough?
black, but it's close enough.
Yes, it's very, very dark navy.
I like that, and I like the imitation cowl that you have on.
Do you?
The dark cowl. That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
Very, very nice. Yes.
I
Thank
noticed
you.
the Decency Lady is wearing one of those little mini Sparkies, the little mini electric chip.
Yes, and she's with the little LEDs that blink. I can't see it from up here, but we have a little battery in the back there, right?
Where'd you get that?
At the hardware store.
Did you? They're
Yes.
selling them down here?
In my neighborhood. Yeah.
Great having you here on the parade.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Back to you up at the top, guys.
All right, now, Ted will be running back up, but we'll get some more celebrities here. Remember, the parade is moving from our left to our right on your radio dial here, and we're high above the parade route, directly across the street from the reviewing stand with the Florida Department of Corrections people and, of course, the governor of Florida, Vernon Bob Martinez, our Grand Marshal here for the parade. Courtney, we've got some more celebrity performers coming here.
I can hear some music coming in the background. I see the bands are coming. We've got more bands, lots and lots of bands. What is a parade without music? We've got a high school band from Hanging Rock, Arizona. Look at those beautiful uniforms, Ted. They're black on black. Perfect. perfect for the occasion.
No doubt about that.
Absolutely. Yes, they are. Now, they're going down a dead-end street. They've got to be rerouted here or they'll miss us. Okay, are they helping? Is the policeman helping?
The drum major's there, yes.
Okay, all right.
The drum major is using an electric cattle prod, actually, to lead the band there.
I tell you, these kids just broke their necks to get here today. They really did. They really did. However, I hear that they were very disappointed. They protested the use of the newfangled electric chair, and instead they wanted a good old rope.
I think that's appropriate for people from the Middle West.
I think so, too. Down the street, if you want to see, they're going to be doing a special presentation in the shape of a rope, of a hanging noose.
A noose?
Yes, they are going to be doing this, so keep your eye on this marching band.
That's great.
They performed this at the Cotton Bowl several years ago, and boy, standing ovations. They really do a great job.
What a response.
Well, Ted, now we're trying to be even-handed here. You've got the other side of the coin, I believe, at this point.
Coming down right now, and about I'd say half a block from our vantage point right now is the Bleeding Heart Liberal Float, and this is sponsored by Amnesty International, and of course it features Jane Fonda. There she is sitting astride on an antique North Vietnamese flat gun, and she is reading a list. Dick, I don't know if we can get her mic, but she is reading a list of American war criminals that she thinks should have been executed before Bundy. And of course the souvenir stands along the route are selling autographed copies of her workout video.
Yes, and I noticed that some of the people in the crowd were buying them and throwing them into a roaring bonfire.
I saw that.
Just before the parade began. Yes.
Very hostile reaction to Jane. I just don't understand it.
Well, it is tough. I mean, we have to be even-handed and equal here. Hey, Courtney, we're going to have to take a break here for some headlines. Go back to the station, but you've got to salute again another one of our great corporate sponsors here at the parade.
Without which there would be no parade.
We thank
today.
them all.
We do certainly thank them. One of our sponsors is Motel 6, featuring cheap rates to watch executions by free local phone calls to governor's office and vibrating beds. Move just enough to shock you, but not electrocute you. Tom Bodette, of course, says we'll leave the light on for you, Ted.
Oh, that's magnificent.
He hosts that show, The End of the Road.
He does. That's right. That's right, right after the last mile on public radio. By the way, we're glad to have many of the public radio stations all across America hooked up on this particular hookup. And of course, again, we say hello to all of our boys overseas, the people who keep us all going red, white, and blue, and make these great spectacles possible, like the Super Bowl on Sunday and this great first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast. It is truly a magnificent spectacle. Now, we are going to have to take a break here for headlines, but I do want to take a moment to describe this next float that's coming down just before we do that. Now, this is another one of those late entries in the parade, and well, this is quite a float. It's coming from my left now, passing just underneath us here. It's not very large. It's on one flatbed truck. This is the Euthanasia Appreciation Float with poster child Roswell Gilbert on it. And he's getting quite a hand. He's riding on the float, waving a .38 caliber handgun at the crowd as he goes by. As a large sign that says, "We have the cure for any disease." And on the back of the float, just going along, is Dr. Peter Rozier selling autographed copies of his book, The Lady. It's truly a magnificent sight as he goes on down by the parade route here. Of course, he couldn't get the book published, but this is an opportunity for him to sell the book here along the parade route. And this is a last-minute entry, the Euthanasia Appreciation Float. Roswell Gilbert has not seen the sun for many, many months.
And he looks it. He looks it.
Kind of pale.
A lot of Japanese children I noticed by here as well.
Well, you've got the point there.
Yeah, that's true. Euthanasia.
Indeed, right.
Yes,
that's right.
yeah.
And some of them
Part of the theme.
Part of the theme, yes.
Well, we're going to have to take a break here for headlines as we continue now. We've got the big wind-up of the parade, the best musical groups yet to come, the most magnificent floats, except, of course, for the Florida Trial Lawyers, the grand prize winner, which has already passed by. But right now, we're going to take a break for Don Richards back at the station and some headlines.
Ted Bundy's 11-year fight in court for life ended this morning. His execution at the state prison in Starke. You'll hear some reaction to it at 4 o'clock.
And this is Dick Norman live from high above the parade route at the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast. We're coming down the home stretch with some magnificent entertainment, gorgeous marching bands, and a musical salute from the King. Elvis is back from the dead. He's going to be with us shortly. I know you're going to want to hear it. This is going to be terrific. Ted, you've got another great float passing in front of you right now.
As a matter of fact, we do. It's called The Last Mile, and it's brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation and Bob's Barricades. Now, it depicts the last walk of Ted Bundy, Dick. Concrete floors, iron doors. Unfortunately, the back end of the float just peters out since the legislature hasn't fully funded the DOT's road construction project.
Yes, I know. What a shame. As a matter of fact, they're trying to make a point to the governor on the viewing stand here now. As they go by, the tail end of it is just dragging on the ground there. And, of course, Bob's Barricades is happy to be on hand. And, Courtney, you found a surprise guest in the
middle of this crowd. First of all, this crowd is absolutely enormous.
I heard crowd estimates approaching 300,000 people. Of course, we can only see a little bit of it here. We are on the last mile, and of course, the parade winds 3 torturous miles, representing, of course, and there are stations along the way representing the entire 12 years of Ted Bundy's appeal.
By the way, they estimate the crowd now at 350,000 people.
Wow.
One hell of a turnout.
Yeah. Well, they heard the announcement down there, Ted, and they really like that.
What an event. What an event.
This is a terrific situation. But you've got a guest in the crowd.
Special guest, Charles Manson is here.
Look at him.
His pentagram is tattooed on his forehead. It's Charlie.
He's
Look
out.
at him. There he is.
No doubt.
He's
Good
out.
old Charlie Manson, just in time while the chairs are still hot, I tell you. And speaking of chairs, people along the route are standing up.
Yes,
Did you hear the national anthem? Is that why they're standing up?
I didn't hear that.
I don't know. And now they're throwing chairs in a special welcome for Geraldo Rivera.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The celebrity's here today.
He's planning a special anniversary show. Going to do it just 1 year from today. He's going to open Ted Bundy's coffin to continue the search for Al Capone's lost millions. You heard it here.
This must be real cooperation between the Florida Department of Corrections and the California Department of Corrections to get Charlie Manson here. It's a real attraction. Now, another musical guest. This is great. Another blast from the past. Deep Purple with John Lord, Ian Pace, Richie Blackmore, Rod Evans, and Nicholas Semper. Here are the original Deep Purple with their greatest hit, Smoke on the Water. Listen to them go. They still got it, don't they?
Yes, sir.
A couple of them are dead, but they still got it.
They still got it. The first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade Barbecue and Celebrity Roast is brought to you in part by Deadwood. Are you ready for this? Deadwood Furniture, one of our generous corporate contributors today, and they're introducing today the latest addition to their yuppie line of exclusive home furnishings, the Old Sparky Dining Room Suite. It's in distressed oak with leather accents and featuring matching stainless steel buckets. And that is, of course, Deadwood Furniture in Rayford.
Yes, indeed. Nice. Very well displayed, yes.
And, of course, we're also sponsored by the Karen Carpenter Quick Weight Loss Clinics and Vomitorium, all the way from Enema City, California.
Yes, they're coming by right now. They have a very small corporate float, but appropriate there. It's a little closed area off on the side. And wait a minute. Behind them is another one of these spectaculars, another one of these electronic spectaculars as we get down towards the close of the parade. This one here, again, moving over to our right, coming around here, and you have to take some time. They're slowing the parade down so that we can see this. This is the Dr. Dale Dubin float, featuring the noted plastic surgeon and exotica collector. He also out of jail, courtesy of the Department of Corrections. I think he's serving 80 years at the present time. The float, by the way, displays 21 Sony Trinitron television sets, playing selections from the best of Dale's private stock, including many never-before-seen views of a lot of his patients. And there's Dale waving to the crowd as he goes. Is he really waving? Why is he doing it so low there? What do you suppose he's doing, Ted?
I think he's looking.
Anyway, that's the Dr. Dale Dubin
No
float.
pictures, please.
No
It's
pictures.
really great. Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Friars Club, that great fraternal organization, has sent their elite marching unit. And here they come down the street in their unique uniforms. You know, last night they gave Teddy a roast, of course. And Georgie Jessel, he came back from the dead. He was a great person, wasn't he?
The medals that he wore in his chest, he looked great.
He was
fantastic.
George looked real good. Perhaps a little shy on color. Too many years in the Catskills.
Yes.
But other than that, he's probably
Dick.
Here it comes.
Dick.
Here it comes.
Dick, look what's coming. Oh, my God. Oh, Dick, look what's coming.
Oh. He's here.
Hello, baby. This is Elvis, the king. How you doing? for all these festivities. Hey, have me some of that cotton candy over there, will you? Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm pretty sorry to say that we won't be taking old Mr. Bundy back to rock and roll heaven with us. You see, he's what we call a hugger burning slide. Hugger burning slide. So how's it fit together? Hugger burning slide. You see, Teddy burned his bud. All right, baby. Yeah. Burning slide. Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, excuse me. I'll get back up to rock and roll heaven.
Oh, very good.
What celebrities? Who could top that? Who could top Elvis?
Tough. Hey, we've got another celebrity down in the crowd, though.
They are down here in force. Let's go to Courtney Campbell in the group. Courtney, who do you have down there with you?
Oh, we've got Danny Quayle. Danny Quayle is here.
Wow, what a neat parade.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
This is your Vice President, Danny Quayle, and I thought I would stop by and see this parade since I just finished playing.
All right, thank you. The Vice President of the United States.
When he walked into the White House, he called Barbara Bush mommy. I heard him.
Did he really do that?
That's true.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have almost run out of time, and that is appropriate because, ladies and gentlemen, the final appearance of the parade. This, of course, the first annual Ted Bundy Memorial Parade, Barbecue, and Celebrity Roast, destined to be one of the truly great events in Florida tourism, is just about to come to a close. And, of course, to wind this up, what more appropriate unit? What more appropriate sounds? What more appropriate organization to show up than the one that you're about to hear right now? Of honor, the Rayford Quick Stop and Funeral Home, carrying the guest of honor. Just a bit of smoke trickling out the rear door. It's been magnificent. We're so glad you could be here with us, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Courtney J. Campbell and the magnificent Ted Webb, this is Dick Normey wishing you a pleasant good afternoon.
Your Learjet is coming to News Radio 970 WFLA. Details soon on the fantasy of a lifetime. It could be yours.